Welcome to this episode of Rowing Rapids. This is a show where I just row rapid and talk about what's in my head, what I'm thinking. Not that I'm perfect or right or that I have any insight necessarily, but just to share what I'm thinking. Maybe you'll like it, maybe you won't. If it helps you, cool. If you have things to talk about and help me improve, I'd love that too. So the situation here is this is Ramshorn Rapid on the wind. It's the hardest rapid on the run. It's super long. And we're with my friend Brody in a catboat who's already gone ahead downstream. And we have a bunch of kayakers with us. Some are good kayakers, but some are struggling. And they're having a hard day. And so we're trying to set safety. And so we sent Brody way downstream ahead of time, which is a little bit of a marginal call. And I'm the second raft down. And the kayakers are still talking. So I think to myself, well, let me take a challenging line, which is what I just did. I like challenging myself, like trying something new. My passenger on board was cool with it. And we don't have any downstream safety, but we both felt good about if we did fall out or something happened, we could get to shore pretty quick. So it was a little marginal safety-wise, but again, it was just a good test, and I really feel like testing yourself once in a while is important. And the rest of the run, because we don't really have any immediate downstream safety, and I have a passenger, if we make a mistake and somebody swims, we're not going to be able to do anything. So I'm very conservative. I'm taking the most conservative lines I can here. And again, thinking of sending Brody way ahead, he is by himself. He's exposed. If he swam or flipped, he would be in serious danger. He has nobody to help him out. Brody just knows the run really well. He's in a cataract. He's very comfortable. I felt okay with it. I'm not super stoked on this. I do have him downstream, hoping that he's okay, but he's very confident. And so I'm kind of okay with it this time. And because we have so many kayakers behind us, I think there's 5 kayakers behind us, and some are marginal, we're trying to set the best safety we can, which means not being crowded in eddies down below. So you just saw me. I caught a small eddy. I looked back up to see that all the kayakers were doing fine. All that I could see were doing good. They were in boat order. As much as I can, I'm going to look back up at them to see if I can help them. But at this point down, if a kayaker swims, we can probably get them out of the water, but we really need to focus on ourselves. I'm looking back up, making sure they're okay. But I'm thinking, let's stay safe because we don't have our own safety. And if the kayakers have a problem, we'll deal with it in a bit. And this to me is one of the hardest parts of Ramshorn. And it went pretty well. And you'll see Brody waited for us in this eddy right down here. So if we had a problem up there, we could have gone for a long swim, but we had some safety here. And pretty much, I'm going to catch this eddy. This is the eddy above the last drop in Ramshorn, or Ram's Head. I always name this one. I think it's Ramshorn, actually. And Brody sees us. I gave him a quick nod. He's like, cool, I'm going to go down. And I look back to see how the kayakers were doing. And I don't want to sit here in this eddy because this is the kayaker eddy. If I sit here and Brody and I are hogging it, there's not room for them. So I'm being very thoughtful of making space for them and going down to the next eddy where we can provide some safety. So Brody's down there. Now I feel really good. I have downstream safety for myself. He's safe. Everything's good. I'm pretty happy with our line. You saw my paddle flopping the way there. I have a paddle kind of ready to go quickly because if a kayaker does swim and I pull him in the raft, I want to just give them that paddle. I don't want to untie something. I want to give them paddle and go. And so the first kayaker down made a few mistakes. And at this point, we know we have a swimmer, we have a boat in the water, and a paddle's now free. And so my first priority is the swimmer. And I'm going to deal with all 3 of these things. Brody is thinking about, should I help, should I not help? But Brody has 4 more kayaks coming down. One of them already swam this day. And so his focus is let me provide safety for the next people so that nobody accidentally swims this next rapid. And you'll see the first thing we did was go for the swimmer. We let the kayak go free. We let the paddle go free. We just got the swimmer out of the water. And again, now we're boating solo. We don't have anybody ahead of us. I'm going to go. I know this rapid really well. I feel super comfortable here. I'm not a fan of being this exposed. Again, if we flip, this is 3 of us in the water with no downstream safety. And this is not lost on me. But Brody could have followed me to provide safety and normally would. But because we have more weak kayakers coming, we thought it's better if he stays there so he can provide some safety for them. And so it actually turned out it was good that he did stay back. And so now we have our eyes on the kayak. We have our eyes on the paddle. And I'm just telling the passengers up front, look for the paddle. Look for the paddle, because it's pretty common to lose. The kayak will probably find, like, it's big and colorful, but it's common to lose paddles here, and we kind of need that paddle to get out. Plus, it's expensive. Paddles are a few $100. So I did make an error there. I was not stoked on hitting that wall. I was too focused watching the kayak, which temporarily pins right now, and the paddle's going over there. And that is a sieve, and so I'm a little worried we're going to have to go back up and do some crazy rescue. But luckily, it kind of pops through the sieve, and the paddle comes out too, and we're able to just get the paddle and the boat. So I think I really like this example because the Rapid, we had a unique safety situation. Brody and I were more exposed than we typically like to be, but we had to make some trade-offs and expose ourselves to provide safety for everybody else. And that's because we know the run well, we boat pretty well, we're in boats that we like, and the kayakers with us are actually like kind of struggling. So we feel like that we need to focus more on their safety than our safety. So we get a hand on the boat, pull it to shore, and get the paddle and pull back in and keep doing the run. Anyway, thanks for following this channel. Thanks for following this new show. If you like this format, let me know. If you think this is a weird format or super egotistical or stupid, let me know that too. It's kind of fun for me. And yeah, that's all. Please like, subscribe, do all those things, and see you next time. Thanks.